morning, my still Fox.
And I'm KFC Dad. Welcome back, guys. And this is the first championship prediction vlog for the new season.
We love it.
Yes, our time in the championship last season, we really enjoyed it, didn't we? We met some fantastic fans from different fan bases, and we had a lot of fans, followers on the channel. If you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button, like the content if you like it, and help us to reach our target. But we want to carry on, and we want to do the predictions for this season. Also, last season, we had a special guest on who also gave us predictions. Now, this guest is a very unique guest. I think he's the only talking prediction dog in the world.
I think he's a cheeky boy.
Yes, the only talking prediction dog in the world. His name is Wesley Schnauzer, and he will be joining us throughout the season to give his predictions on the championship games that will be coming up. And last season he didn't do too bad, did he?
He was catching us up.
He only had half a season, but he was on form. So let's see how he does this season with his predictions.
Hey everyone, I'm Wesley Schnauzer, and I'm happy to be back again this season for predictions in the Championship 2024 to 2025.
Okay, so a quick rules for this season. So if we make a prediction and we're bang on with the prediction, it's 3 points. If we've said a certain team is going to win, but it isn't the correct score, but that team does win, then it's 1 point. And that's how it will be. Understand? Comprende?
I agree with that.
Okay. What about you, Wesley?
Seems fair to me, can't wait.
Okay, so let's dive into week 1 predictions for the championship. So game number 1 is a Friday night kickoff, 8 p.m, and it is
Blackburn versus Derby County.
Blackburn versus Derby County. Newly promoted Derby County. Blackburn not doing so well last season. Could lose Sammy Smodic. I think
they'd already sold Sam Gallagher.
Yeah, they've already sold Sam Gallagher and could lose Sammy Smodic. What are you going to go for on this one, mate?
I'm going for 2-1 Blackburn Rovers.
2-1 to Blackburn Rovers. You're going over experienced championship side to newly promoted. I'm going to sit on the fence on this one.
Your favourite.
It is my favourite, and he's back. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw for this one. Yeah, I think it will be evenly matched. And what about our special guest, Mr. Wesley Schnauzer? What are your predictions, mate?
I don't agree with either of you. I think Derby will do well. They've got momentum. Blackburn didn't do so well last season. I think Derby will win 2-1.
Okay, game number 2 is another Friday night kickoff at 8 p.m. It is
Preston North End versus Sheffield United.
Yes, relegated Sheffield United against Preston North End at Deepdale. 8 o'clock kickoff, under the lights. I think Sheffield United are going to be too strong for Preston. I'm going to go a 2-0 win for Sheffield United. What about you?
I'm going to say for 2-0. I'm copying you, Sandra.
You're copying me, eh? So both of us have gone for a 2-0 win. Now, what about you, Mr. Schnauzer?
Sorry, Preston fans, I agree with the boys there. I think Sheffield United will be too strong coming down from the Premier League. I'm going to go a 2-1 win for Sheffield United.
Game number 3 is a Saturday kickoff. This is a 12:30 kickoff, and all the rest of the fixtures are all 12:30 kickoffs on Saturday. And it is
Cardiff versus Sunderland.
Cardiff City versus Sunderland. Both teams didn't do so great last season, did they?
No, they blipped.
Yeah, they were kind of middle of the road, mediocre. Both sides towards under the halfway line of the championship table. So, what do you think on their first game back is going to happen in this game?
I'm going for Sunderland, a big bounce. They got a new manager. I think Sunderland will win 2-1.
I think Sunderland win 2-1. Okay, I've gone the opposite. I've got to say it's going to be a tight game, and I think Cardiff will nick it 1-0. That's what I've gone for.
Interesting.
So, Mr. Wesley, what about your prediction for this game?
Yes, I have to agree with KFC Dad here. I think Cardiff will just edge it by a little bit and will win 1-0.
Game number 4 is
Hull City and Bristol City.
Hull City versus Bristol City. The tale of two cities. Bristol City didn't do that well last season.
We have to say they beat us.
They did beat us, yes, they did. Hull City, yeah, they did all right, didn't they? Got in the playoffs? Or did they get in?
Missed out.
Missed out on the playoffs, but they were in the playoffs for quite a bit of the season, weren't they? Yeah, so what are you going for on this one, mate?
I'm going for 2-1 to Hull City.
2-1 to Hull City. I'm going to go for a Hull City win as well. I'm going to go 1-0 to Hull City. That's our prediction. What about you, Mr. Wesley Schnauzer?
Again, I have to agree with you both. I think Hull City will win this, but Bristol City will score a goal. I'm going to go 2-1 to Hull City.
And we get into game number 5. A biggie, this one is. It's Leeds United versus
Portsmouth.
Leeds United versus Portsmouth. Portsmouth, the newly promoted side, champions of League One last season. Leeds United just missing out on promotion through the playoff final
Against Southampton.
I believe Leeds will be too strong for Portsmouth. Remember, they've only been a year out of the Premier League, so they still have Premier League players in that squad. I know they've just lost
Somerville,
but their squad is strong. They've lost Archie Gray as well, but their squad is still strong. So what are you going for on this one?
3-0 Leeds United.
3-0.
Yes.
I'm going to go for a high-scoring game as well. I'm going to go 3-1 to Leeds United. Sorry, Portsmouth fans, but, that's a baptism of fire on your first game back in the Championship. So that's game number 5. What about you, Mr. Schnauzer?
Yes, I think it will be tough for Portsmouth coming back into the Championship after all this time. Leeds do look strong. They haven't lost a lot of their players, and they are buying in new players. So I'm going to go a 2-0 win for Leeds.
Game number 6 is
Middlesbrough versus Swansea City.
Middlesbrough versus Swansea City. Middlesbrough were good last season. They beat us, didn't they?
Yes.
Swansea were good as well. What do you think on this one? Middlesbrough with Michael Carrick.
Yeah, I think they're going to win 2-0.
I think 2-0. I think Middlesbrough will win as well this first game. I think it will be 2-1 on this one. What about you, Mr. Schnauzer?
Middlesbrough was strong last season, just missing out on the playoffs, finishing up 8th. Swansea, they kind of drifted off into the middle of the table. I'm going to go Middlesbrough to win 1-0.
Okay, game number 7 is
Millwall against Watford.
Millwall versus Watford. Towards the end of last season, Millwall were doing all right, weren't they? When they got Neil Harris back in.
Yeah, I can't believe they shot them on me, and then they won against us, Dad.
They did. They did beat us, yes. And Watford possibly going to lose their winger Yasser Asprilla. maybe to us or to Porto or to
Saturn Rent.
Stade Rennes. What are you going to go for on this one, mate?
I'm going for Millwall 2-0.
2-0 to Millwall.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. I'm going to go for a Desmond 2-2. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. So that's what is game number 7 for us. What about you, Mr. Schnauzer?
Millwall versus Watford. Both teams ended up being mid-table last season in the Championship. I think this will be a tight game, and I'm going to go a goalless draw, 0-0.
Game number 8 is...
Oxford versus Norwich City.
Yes, newly promoted Oxford United against Norwich City. Norwich City were in and out of the playoffs last season.
David Wagner left last season.
He did leave because when they got knocked out of the playoffs. They have a new manager now, but they have lost a couple of players.
Gabriel Starr.
Yeah.
Starr. Loads. They lost low players. And Norwich City have.
And I don't think I think they've lost a few players, not loads of players. But I still think, in my prediction, I still think they will be too strong for Oxford United. I'm going to go for 1-0 to Norwich. What about you?
I'm going to sit on the fence this one. 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
Yes.
Okay. And what about you, Mr. Schnauzer? What's your prediction for this one?
You never know what's going to happen with a newly promoted side. I think Norwich will be too strong, and I'm going to go 2-0 Norwich.
Game number 9 is
QPR versus West Brom.
QPR versus West Brom. QPR did well when their new manager came in last season, didn't they?
They beat us.
Yes.
And they beat Leeds United.
They did. They beat us 1-0. I remember that very well. West Brom are strong. They are strong. But having said that, like I said, QPR did well as well. So I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw on the first day of the season for QPR and West Brom. What about you?
I'm going for 2-1 to the Baggies.
2-1 to the Baggies. Okay, so that's game number 9. What about you, Mr. Wesley Schnauzer?
This one is a tough one to call. Like you said, QPR did do well last season, but so did West Brom. And I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, a Desmond for this one.
Game number 10 is
Stoke City versus Coventry City.
Stoke City versus Coventry City. Now, Stoke did very well last season, and they think they're going to be adding some players to their squad in this transfer window.
They already have. They signed Sam Gallagher from Blackburn Rovers.
They have. And there are rumours that they want Harry Souttar from Leicester. He used to be their player before, and he might be going back there on loan. There's a few irons in the fire for Stoke City.
And Tom Canning might go there.
Well, we don't know about that yet. But yes, it's a possibility for them. So what are you going to go for on this one?
Sorry, Stoke City. I think Coventry City will win 3-1.
3-1. I think you're right. I think Coventry City will win. They were very strong last season in the playoffs. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Coventry City. What about you, Mr. Schnauzer?
Stoke City ended up in 17th place last season. I think Coventry will be too strong for Stoke City. I'm going to go a 2-1 win for Coventry. I think Stoke will get a goal.
Game number 11 is
Sheffield Wednesday versus Plymouth.
Sheffield Wednesday versus Plymouth Argyle. Sheffield Wednesday in last season against us, they got a 1-1 draw, didn't they?
Yeah, and also Plymouth Argyle beat us.
Plymouth Argyle beat us. They did when we travelled there. It was a nice place to travel to. We hadn't been there before, had we? So yes, Sheffield Wednesday.
Vardy's is a Sheffield Wednesday fan.
He is a Sheffield Wednesday fan.
But he's their goat.
Yeah, and Plymouth have a new manager. They have Wayne Rooney as their manager. they hung on by the skin of their teeth last season.
He
Just
was
about avoided relegation
was manager at Birmingham City.
before, yes. So I don't know how he will do here. But what are you going to go for your prediction for this game?
Sorry about Plymouth. I think Sheffield Wednesday will win 2-0.
2-0. I'm also going to go for a Sheffield Wednesday win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday on this one. What about you, Mr. Schnauzer?
Sheffield Wednesday were on the up last season, and well, Plymouth, they were just about avoiding relegation, and they have a new manager in Wayne Rooney. I don't know how he will do there, but in this game, I think Sheffield Wednesday will win 2-0.
Okay, the last game of this weekend is
On Monday,
Monday night kickoff at 8 p.m.
Luton versus Burnley.
Luton Town versus Burnley. Two relegated sides from the Premier League. What are you thinking on this one, mate?
I'm going for 2-0 to Burnley.
2-0 to Burnley. I'm going to go Burnley win as well. I'm going to go 2-1 to Burnley. I don't know. It'll be a tight game because they're both good, but Burnley have a new manager, whereas Luton Town have some stability with their manager, Rob Edwards. They've got some good players. Yeah. I think
It will be a tough game for them.
it will be a tough game. I think Burnley will just edge it. So that's the last game of this prediction vlog. We just need Mr. Schnauzer to give his prediction now. Come on, Mr. Schnauzer, what's your prediction for this last game?
On the last game of the weekend, the Monday night kickoff, Luton Town versus Burnley. I'm going to go for a Luton Town win. 2-1. I think Luton are a good team. And Burnley are as well, but they have got a new manager. And I think Luton have got stability, like KFC Dad said. So 2-1 to Luton Town.
That's all for this first week one prediction vlog. We hope you enjoyed watching, and if you want to subscribe, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and like. We want to try and reach 100 likes for this one, and we will see you on the next one.
Yep.
So, over and out.
And now, boss.
Game number 6 is
Leeds United.
welcome back to another
Predictions and championship